The last generation is a critical time because all the parts of the will to receive that were broken and mixed up, that all incorporated, have reached this complete mixture. They all now have to reach the complete correction. What is the corruption and what is the correction? Here, specifically in the last generation, we need to understand this thing to begin with. The will to receive that was created by the light as opposite to the light with the opposite quality, and by the shattering it begins to take on qualities of the light within it in the opposite form. And here it already has room to change, to be corrected. When before the absorption of the light, before the shattering, the will to receive feels itself as being completely within the light, under the dominion of the light. This is called Adam Harishon before the shattering. We're always talking only about the will to receive, because it is the topic. And we have no choice except to speak about how it seemingly feels. So it feels itself as existing and is completely being devoted or inside of the light. We call it an angel, Adam Harishon, before the shattering. After the shattering that the will to receive goes through, it starts feeling itself in forms that are opposite to the light. In the forms that are opposite to the light, it has all kinds of incorporations and all kinds of events, of changes within it, until it reaches a state of a new perception of reality. Not Adam Harishon, rather what we call Adam Harishon following the sin. And then its perception changes a lot. He starts to feel that the perception of reality depends on him, that he can change it. There are parts in him called the still, vegetative, and animate, in which he feels a reality called this world. He feels the still, which is the universe, inside of him, of course, in his perception of reality. Of course, he has no idea what is on the outside. There is nothing on the outside, there's only the upper light. But the will to receive in him is arranged in such a way that he feels in it the universe. The vegetative on top of planet Earth, so one of the phenomena in the will to receive called Earth. So he feels the vegetative there, he also feels the animate degree, a will to receive where he feels himself being in the world. That this is how the will to receive depicts to him this reality of the still, vegetative, and animate. And he also starts to see an interesting phenomenon called the speaking. We're not talking about this world, rather the speaking is that if he starts working on uniting the will to receive in tens, in groups, what from Adam Harishon started with Adam Harishon and onward, then in that connection, in a part of his will to receive that he starts uniting, he begins to attain new phenomena, which he calls the upper world. These phenomena resemble the upper light, not within the desire, but that seemingly exists outside of the desire. Seemingly because he cannot attain what is outside of the desire, but phenomena that are above the will to receive. that the will to receive achieves by connecting with other desires. He gets this quality of bestowal, the form of bestowal. Then he starts to determine that this form of bestowal is above him. And this way he divides reality into a will to receive what is felt in him, which he calls this world, and how the will to receive can be connected in its different parts, in reciprocity, in mutual bestowal. The phenomena that he discovers in that, he calls them the upper light, and then he calls the will to receive itself an intention, or the will to bestow. This is how the created being, the will to receive, divides reality. The whole of reality is inside of him. There is nothing outside of him. He cannot define or even feel or say even a single word about whatever phenomena might be outside of him, because to begin with, the Creator created the will to receive, and all of the different phenomena are within him. And this way, the world becomes divided into two parts. A part which is perceived, felt, revealed in a will to receive called the still, vegetative, and animate, or this world, and a part called a will to bestow, which is when parts of the will to receive can connect between them in mutual bestowal and feel inside of them a new phenomenon called the upper world, the spiritual world. A corporeal perception of reality, as we call it, and a spiritual perception of reality.